All right. So thank you so much for stopping in and watching Mix Master Monetize. That means that you are very, very interested in making sure your music releases properly, and you care about your music and you make an investment. So kudos to you. So today, basically, I want to talk about if you're tired of dropping your music and it doesn't get the love it deserves, this is definitely for you. I'm going to show you how to finish your track properly, but also making sure that you release it properly too, so that it actually gets heard. And why should you actually trust me? So my name is Reiner, and I am the founder and the owner of Cloves Audio Group. So basically, we do mixing and mastering, and now a little bit of marketing to help you get your releases out. But why should you listen to me? So I've been producing music and mixing and mastering for, I would say, about 25 years. I've had my fair share of releases that have gone super well, and some releases that have just been like crickets. No one really cared about it. No one really listened to it. So I definitely know both sides of the spectrum there. But not only that, but I started mixing and mastering a really, really long time ago, and it's just kind of stuck with me. And people have just been asking me to mix and master the music. That kind of snowballed, and now I just started this company to help artists just like you get some really good mixing and mastering done for your music, so it sounds super, super good when you release it. And now I want to make sure that you know how to release it properly, because especially in today's day, releasing it properly is super important. So without further ado, I'm going to hop right in. I have some slides that I want to share with you, some really great information. All right, there we go. So, mix, master, monetize. So we're going to talk about how to finish your track and just release it properly. And then, of course, trying to stop getting it skipped. We don't want listeners to skip anymore. We want them to actually listen to it. So that's what we're going to talk about. So just a quick overview of everything right now. We're going to talk about the real reason why your tracks get skipped, how to stop tweaking forever, and actually finish your music, why really good, clean audio still matters in 2025, because there's a lot of do-it-yourself artists out there, and that's great, but you do definitely need a professional touch, and some sort of funnel strategy or some sort of marketing strategy to help get your music out properly and doing it properly so you're not burning yourself out. And of course, smarter way to release your music and make money off of it, because there are strategies that do work, and there's a good chance you are totally just not even thinking of them and letting money slip from the table. So this isn't just about, mixing and mastering. It's about making music that moves people and making sure it actually reaches them. Because I want people to hear your music. All right, so why exactly do tracks get skipped? So there are a couple reasons, but these are the four most common ones. So there's no clarity, there's no punch. That means your mix and master is just kind of dull. It's not standing out. Your vocals are weak, or you have the muddy mix. Maybe your vocals are buried in your mix and your mix just sounds like a clump of clay. There's no clarity, there's no distinction between instruments. And on the other side of the spectrum, you might not have a proper rollout strategy. That means you're just releasing it. You make the song, you release it the same day, and nothing happens. You just kind of wonder, why isn't anyone listening to my stuff? Why am I not getting any plays? Why am I not getting any engagement on my social media posts? And what that is you're guessing. You're taking a guess on your music, and you're not really planning a proper release strategy. You're not planning a proper release. So that's what I want to talk about. And most artists think their music fails because the algorithm, but usually it's just one of these items, right? So if your mix isn't clear and your vocals don't really, land with the listener or hit with the listener, and you don't have a plan, a release strategy, or rollout plan, you're just winging it. And I definitely think you deserve better than that. So next that we're going to talk about is mindset. All right, because this is a really, really big one. Basically, when I talk about mindset, I'm going to say that I would say that if you're trying to get a song perfect, it's just really secretly, subconsciously procrastination. Okay. The biggest killer of progress is perfection. And the goal here, the real goal here, is to get your music finished. And you want it to sound tight, and you and just release it out into the world. Mixing and mastering isn't where you chase perfection. It's where you actually commit to the decisions that you're making. So what that means is you're not tweaking endlessly, because the more you tweak, right, the less time that you have progressing, and you're missing that time to actually release music. And that is equivalent to analysis paralysis. So that's something that is super important, especially in the music world, because I know a lot of artists just sit on their music and they don't release it, right? They think it's not good enough. They keep tweaking plugins, tweaking EQs, and when they bounce it, thinking that, okay, this is the one, and they bounce it and it's not the one, then you go back and you tweak it again. You know those memes that say, final mix 1, final mix 10, this is the final mix, I promise, .wave, stuff like that. It's just constant different versions of your final mix or master. That's what that means. So you definitely have to get into the mindset of committing to the decisions that you make in the mixing and mastering process. All right. So the next one here, we're going to talk about why clean audio still matters, right? Why does a good mix and master still matter? So one of the things that I've experienced throughout my kind of journey and even just helping artists is DSPs, so digital service provider, distribution service provider, or digital service provider, they doesn't reward trash audio. So what I'm saying is it has a lot to do with algorithms, and we'll get into that in like a couple seconds here. Another reason why clean audio still matters is, if you have music that is really meant for DJs to play out, or even just, a song in a club, if it's a muddy track or a track that's not properly mixed or mastered, these DJs won't play it. Your music's not going to get heard to, however many people are in that club. And now, especially with digital streaming services, fans will skip your song that just doesn't sound good, right? The first 5 seconds, the first couple seconds, if a fan thinks it's not good quality, then they're going to skip it. And these platforms and algorithms take note of that, okay? Especially, if a good mix and master is being played, people will actually listen to the whole thing. They'll be like, yeah, this is really good, and this bass is just really coming out, and that sort of thing. It'll make people actually listen to your song longer. And even better, they might go back to your catalog and continue to listen to the rest of your music. And of course, I know that lo-fi is like a whole genre, and lo-fi is very popular. In this case, real fans just kind of know, and listeners know, when something is supposed to sound different or sound better. Obviously, lo-fi is genre. People know, okay, this is a lo-fi track, right? But if it's your song and it sounds like a lo-fi song, but it's not actually supposed to be lo-fi, they're going to know, and they're going to skip the song. And the sad part about this is, Spotify, Apple Music, all these streaming platforms, they know when someone skips your music. And if they take that as a signal and they say, okay, this song, someone's been skipping, or, X amount of people have been skipping your music, maybe we should show it to less and less people. Okay. And that is a negative signal that you are receiving, that Spotify is receiving. And that's the result that you get. And again, DJs won't play your music if something that doesn't sound good, or if it's clipping. When I say clipping, I mean it's distorting. So that's why pro audio still absolutely matters, and it always will. So what what a professional mix and master actually does, and I'll tell you exactly. With these 4 things here. So basically, you're not chasing volume, okay? A great mix makes everything feel super intentional. It makes your vocals lock in, your bass just pound and really stand out, and just really hit that low sub levels, and just feel that vibration in your chest if you like bass music, of course. Make sure your transition flows. It's what separates a demo from a real release. All right. So it adds clarity. It adds punch, it vibe, makes vocals sit in the pocket. So what I mean by that is it sits nicely like in the mix, so that it doesn't, it's not standing out too much, or it's not buried behind all these instruments. And each of the levels of your elements in your song, they sound great on every single system. And that's something I always make sure to do. All right. You should always make sure that your song and any of the levels in your songs, when I say levels, I mean instruments, that they sound good, like not only in your headphones, if you're, mixing and mastering on headphones, but also in stereo speakers, or in your car, or in earbuds. That kind of stuff matters, especially for consumer listeners, because those are the 4 things actually, that, consumer listeners, they listen with headphones, earbuds, even their cell phones, in their car when they're driving. So you got to make sure it sounds good in all different environments and every system. Once all that stuff is taken care of, and it actually sounds good, it actually also opens doors to playlists, sync opportunities, DJs, right? So big DJ could play your song, and even labels. Labels could take notice as well. And I know we're in like a non-label kind of era, but there still are some good deals out there. And these opportunities will return the favor and, give you more plays, give you more exposure, give you more like opportunities and profit and money to you, especially sync licensing. And DJs, of course, that exposure for DJs playing your song. Labels, same thing, marketing, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely something that a pro mix and master can help achieve. And it's just about making sure it sounds nice and pristine and clear. And that's why it's important to make sure you have a good mix and master, a good polished song. Now we're going to talk about what I call an artist funnel. And this is just like a generic thing. Each different artist has different requirements. So this is kind of like a generic, general type funnel that I'm talking about. So there are people out there that we know when they release music, they get it mixed and mastered, whatever, and they just post it and just hope for people to, fall across it or stumble across it and play it. It doesn't work. Even if you just post like just one thing, and then you forget it, that also does not work. We live in a society now where society's attention spans, and get this is wild, attention spans are less than that of a goldfish. Our attention spans are less than a goldfish in its attention span. That's wild. So it, unfortunately, just posting it, letting it go, it does not work. Maybe, 20 years ago, but not now. So you want to have a strategy, right? So posting and praying is not a strategy. You want to have some sort of artist funnel. So I have a little picture of have a funnel here, right? So you want to grow your audience. You want to engage with them, right? Making sure that you're commenting on their stuff, that they're commenting on your stuff. Maybe they're DMing you. You're putting polls up in your stories. You're just engaging and building rapport, right? And then you're just creating some kind of community with your followers and your listeners, okay? Because that's the biggest thing, is connection. You need to create some sort of connection. And then when you release music or release a track, right, they'll notice it. They'll listen to it, hopefully, if you did it right. And they'll, share it with their friends. They'll add it to their playlists, etc., etc. And from there, you kind of already, you've built that connection with that artist and that artist, with your fans. So you start to like, you have that rapport with them already. So they'll know when you drop music, they'll go and listen to it and they'll support. Now, because you have that support with X amount of fans, this is a really great opportunity where you can monetize that kind of connection that you have. I know it sounds terrible, but you know, businesses, you have to make money. You can do things like, you know, once you build that rapport, you can do things like selling merch to them. You can, you know, sell, you know, private exclusive EPs to your biggest fans. So it feels very exclusive. People love exclusivity. You can sell, you know, behind the scenes things, you know, like start a Patreon or something like that, where you can, it's like a paywalled like membership. Well, they'll pay an X amount of dollars a month, like, I don't know, $15 a month or $10 a month, right? And they get exclusive content just for them. It could be behind the scenes things of you making music, and maybe you go live and you connect with them on a live stream just to those Patreon members, stuff like that. So you're creating some sort of community and you're monetizing these opportunities. And it's a great way to just kind of solidify some future marketing strategies that you have, but also, you know, making a bit of profit on the side. So these fans, once they're in that community, big fan, you know, hardcore fan category, you know for sure that these people will listen to all of your releases whenever you drop a new song or album or EP, whenever you drop new merch, whenever you post anything on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. They'll like, they'll comment, they'll support you, they'll create engagement on your socials so that your social, those algorithms of the social platform will share your stuff to other music because it's seeing there's engagement, and that's how you get more attention. So it's like a flywheel, right? But essentially you're just funneling cold traffic, creating connections, putting them through your funnel and building rapport. And then you kind of show them your releases. Whenever you release something, they're there and you show it to them. And there's a good chance they'll listen to it. And once you build that extra connection, you can start monetizing it, right? So this is what I mean by having some sort of strategy, having some sort of funnel. This is definitely something that artists don't think about, right? You just think, okay, I'll post 1 or 2 Instagram stories or posts and just hope people listen to it and share it with their friends. It doesn't always work like that. There's 100,000 songs and releases that come out every single day. And this is a proven fact. I looked it up. 100,000 releases a day that come out. So you need to really, not only just standing out is not really important when that much music is being released every day. What matters is you building the connection with potential fans and your fans that you currently have, and then building that connection and rapport. And then that way you can build a community, and then eventually you can monetize it. That's what's important, right? You only need like 1,000 hardcore fans for you to make $100,000 a year. If you sell 100, or if you sell to 1,000 fans a product or service that's $100, you're making $100,000 a year, right? That's crazy. That's wild. You don't need millions of fans. You just need a dedicated few. So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, each artist is different, right? So I can't really give you like a cement concrete kind of explanation on this because your situation might be different from someone else's, but this is like a general funnel. All right. So how do you actually release smarter, right? So some things that you can do is you want to make your fans feel a part of the process. Okay. You don't need 100 pieces of content. You just need 5 or 10 that tell a story. Tease it, invite people in, and make the drop feel special. And you can do that by snippets, behind the scenes content, mock-ups, content around your sound. So tell a story around your sound. Why did you make this song? What's the story behind this song? Using countdowns, reminders, sending DMs, offering exclusive perks and content to early listeners, right? So it could be super simple, like join my Patreon for $7 a month and you can be a part of an exclusive early listening party for my new album coming out. It's an early listening party. It kind of, people like exclusivity. That's just an example. Okay, so what most artists don't know. Any of the artists that are winning today, it's because they're consistent. They're strategic. They've got a system in place and they're not waiting on anyone. And this is what Mix and Master Monetize is about. Okay? You don't need a label. A lot of people release independently and still make it. Look at Russ, the artist Russ didn't have a label. You don't need 10,000 followers. Like I mentioned, you just need 1,000 dedicated hardcore fans. You don't even need 1,000. That's just an example. But what you do need is a system, and you need to finish and launch consistently. How are you going to release music if you don't finish it, right? And you need to consistently launch so your fans know when you're going to drop music. Okay? You have to be consistent. What if you had help, right? What if you had help doing all of this? And this is why I built a package called Mix, Master, and Monetize. It's for artists who are actually serious about getting heard. And it's not just another minute mix, full mix and master, and then I let you go. It's the full treatment, right? It's a treatment that sounds pro and it gets released properly. So not only do you get full mixing and mastering, you get a label ready, WAV file, MP3, any alternate versions that are required, release strategy support. So I'll actually help you. I'll do a consultation on what your current marketing strategy and release strategy is. And I can tell you, okay, maybe change this, change that. And also optional Instagram ads. I can show you how to launch an ad super easy, just on Instagram. Really, really easy if you have like an extra $100 or something. And maybe some guidance on how to build your own funnel, right? I'm not going to do it for you. I want to show it to you though. I want to show you how you could do it and how you can monetize it. And of course, any bonus templates that come forward, and any sort of promo tools that would benefit you and your specific situation. So Mix, Master, Monetize is for you, right? If you've got something special that you've been sitting on, or you're working on your next big drop, this is definitely for you, okay? You got a track you believe in. You want it done properly and right, not rushed, okay? You're done guessing how to release it. You want a pro engineer like myself and a simple strategy and just how to get a little bit of engagement and start building your fan base. So if this is something you're definitely interested in and want full support, or you want support in your next release, it's $247 and you get everything. You get a full mix and master, you get release help, you get some promo tools, you get a peace of mind knowing that your song is actually ready. And all you have to do is click the link below this video to book your spot. And just some final thoughts that I have here. Whether you book me or not, I just want you to remember this. Your music always deserves to be heard, right? Music is an amazing universal thing. Don't drop half-finished mixes. Don't wing your rollout, meaning just don't drop it and hope. Treat your art like it matters, because it actually does. Music makes the world a better place. And I definitely want to help you get there. So if this is something that you're interested in and you need, definitely click the link below and book a session with me. And if you just want, a free checklist version of the strategy, that's something maybe you're not ready to commit to, but would still like, a little bit of help, you can grab the checklist, the Mix and Master Monetize release checklist PDF when you join my mailing list. Okay. So there's a space below where you can enter your email And if once you subscribe, so make sure you check your spam folders, your junk folders, all that stuff, and confirm your subscription, you'll receive a free release checklist in PDF form, and that'll help you get started at least. Because I still think everyone deserves a chance, and I believe that everyone's music deserves to be heard, and I want to help you with that, even if it's just a free checklist PDF. So I've been Reiner. This is Cloves Audio, and I hope that this kind of gave you some insight into what you could be doing if you haven't been doing these methods and strategies already. If you have any questions, please send a message. There should be contact information all over the website. Send me a message, and we'll chat. And I really hope that I see you inside of Mix, Master, Monetize. Thanks for watching.